not a YouTuber, just like making videos. And this one here, we're going to break down MGTOW. You know, this movement, this, which is an acronym for men going their own way. Let's crack this egg open and let's see what oozes out. You know, as of lately, I've been watching a lot of MGTOW videos produced by multiple content makers. And I would say that the movement is very confusing and convoluted. Now, you know, the primary guys I was listening to, watching, was, you know, Solar TV, Sandman, Mayor of MGTOW, and Howard Dare, along others, but those are the primary. I'm trying to get a grasp on what this movement or organization or whatever. I want to see what it's about. Now, the name is very deceptive. You know, if you figure men going their own way, they want to, you know what I'm saying, they're taking themselves out off the dating market. They don't want to deal with women. They don't want to spend time and resources on women and so forth. They don't want to have kids. They want to go their own way. And in theory, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm like, that's their prerogative. If somebody wants to just, you know what I'm saying, not want to be a part of the dating scene, or, you know what I'm saying, not want to be married, not want to have kids, yeah, you know what I'm saying, you have the right to do what you want to do, you know, have at it. You know, the same thing with a female. If a female wants to be single, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's the fact that when women want to be single with kids and they become single mothers, I think that's where some people have an issue with. But supposedly MGTOW still want to have relationships with women. You know, and they want to use women as sexual pleasure and just sexual objects, and are still trick on prostitutes. Some of these guys, MGTOW guys, even have girlfriends. So I don't understand it. I thought it was men going their own way, but I guess it's some sort of red pill philosophy that they're trying to wake people up. They're trying to wake them up and let them know about the conniving nature of women, that you're not going to kowtow to women. You're not going to be a slave on the pussy plantation, as some of them would say it. Now, in this critical analysis of MGTOW, if I get some of their ideologies misconstrued, bear in mind, I'm getting it from dudes that are part of this movement, organization, and so forth. I understand what one MGTOWer says may contradict what other person says, or somebody may contradict themselves in one video, you know what I'm saying, as opposed was contrary to something they said in another video. So I'm going off what I'm hearing these guys say. So it's not, I don't want to seem like I want to put words inside the movement's mouth. But even the term going your own way. Now, if I was part of a company and I said, hey, I want to go my own way, you know, let's say I'm a graphic artist and I'm, you know, part of some establishment and I want to go my own way, I want to be a freelance graphic artist, that should be that. I should sever all ties with that company. It'll be foolish for me to say I'm going my own way, but want to just sit there and bitch and complain while still at the company. You know, so a lot of these guys, you know, wanting to completely remove themselves off the market, or kind of want to stand around and want to expose females, and at some times throw rocks at the girls. Now, I want to give them some respect, because I know that there's people that say the MGTOW is just a bunch of bitter men that can't get women, or it's part of the gay agenda and so forth. It's, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of homoerotic motives there, to get men away from women. You know, this reminds me of ancient Greece. In ancient Greece, men and women only interacted with when producing offspring. That's it. Other than that, men tend to the men, women tend to the women. Because Greek men used to look at women as just vile and vicious. That's why a lot of their mythical monsters were women, like the Sphinx. You know, the Sphinx was supposedly the head of a female and the body of a lion. Now, the Egyptian Sphinx is actually Hero on the Horizon. That's why I get so mad when people call that statue, that monument in Egypt, they call it the Sphinx. No, that's just the Greek name for it because it looks similar to one of their mythologies. Its real name in English is Hero on the Horizon, and there's another ancient Kemet name for it, and so forth. But that just means Hero on the Horizon is men's domination over dominion over beast. That it's a man face and not a female face. That's a big difference. There should be no reason why any sort of academic literature should be still referring to it as the Sphinx. It's like calling the Statue of Liberty the Tower of Pisa. You know, but okay, let's go back into it. Yeah, so that's how it is. So I've been watching a lot of these videos. Let me get back into my place here. And the things they've said about women, you know, in relationships, some of it I can see as true. Some of it is hyperbolic, hyperbabble. Now, this whole MGTOW, you know, and I thought that, you know, it was just being a bachelor. Now, isn't that what a bachelor does? There's plenty of men out there that are like, hey, you know, I want to work on myself. I want to work on my career. I don't want to get married. I don't want to have a relationship. I don't want to have kids. I don't have time for a girlfriend, you know, and so forth. Or I don't trust these women. You know, I'm doing my own thing. But I guess that they want to sort of repackage it and put a new name on it to attract followers. And even though I've said that the dudes there may not be bitter loser of men, but they have to understand how this movement can attract these types. Just like the Republican or the Libertarian Party can attract stone cold racist. You know, that's the thing. And MGTOW, these are old ideas. This is nothing new. It's old, you know, and as I said before, they're just repackaging it. You know, supposedly it derives from MRA, which is men's rights activists, and the manosphere, and supposedly there's been just a re-emergence of it. And the MGTOW movement has made Wikipedia. So I'm like, these guys are going strong. They're really feeling themselves. And the red pill philosophy of waking men up, you know, we're not going to just wake them up about, you know what I'm saying, the underlying goal of the government and the New World Order and all this other stuff. We're going to wake them up to women and how men have been just mere tools at women's disposal. Now, I understand that MGTOW wants to is a counteraction to the feminist movement. And I despise feminists like an ingrown toenail. So therefore, I cannot co-sign a movement that mirrors feminism. It's like the male version. You know, I think they call them manimist or some shit like that. And, you know, and that's the thing. In this case, two wrongs don't make a right. Now, do I feel that the dynamic between men and women relationships doesn't need some sort of reform? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely not a perfect bond or so forth. And there are some things that need to be changed around. But sometimes it goes from individual to individual, because people are different. And in doing this video, it's kind of hard. In doing this video, it's sort of hard because, you know what I'm saying, me being black and part of the black sector of YouTube, I do have to insert race into it. So therefore, a lot of the MGTOW movement is headed by white guys, and so therefore their gripes against women, I assume they're talking about white women, since white men primarily interact with white women. And I understand that they're talking about all women as a whole, you know, and I feel that maybe a lot of white women fall into the category that they're talking about. So therefore, in no way am I trying to defend all women. And I do feel that black women have foolishly followed into the steps of white women and the feminists, you know, and so forth. But let's go into some of the things that I hear MGTOW say. Now, they feel that women are going to lead to the downfall of Western civilization, and we know that Western is a code name for the word white. Some feel that women have always gotten over on men, that they've always been in control, whether we realize it or not, since the beginning of time. Now let's go back until the golden years of the 1950s and 40s or whatever, when women weren't allowed to vote, when women were stuck inside the house, and, you know, had to cook, clean, and, you know, perform her womanly duties. That they feel that women, some of them felt that women was even getting over then, that men were just going to work like men were just workhorses, you know, and have to bring all their resources to the woman. Like, think about a worker ant bringing food back to the queen, you know. So that women supposedly always had this form of power, and that we have to wake men up, that women, that this is, and marriage and everything, it's a big scam. You know what I'm saying? Why do men have to pay for dates? Why do men have to do this? Why do we have to put our jackets over rain puddles, and so forth? And a lot of them has described women as blood-sucking vampires, and, you know, and it leeches and so forth. And it kind of remind me of that movie. What was it? The Wicker Man, which I've actually did a video about that. So, and, you know what I'm saying, and the true potential of women. And they feel that women are so toxic that it doesn't matter if there's a man in the household. For instance, a YouTuber by the name of Mayor of Midtown did a video that he said that when he was growing up, he seen his father used to work his ass off, and he seen his mother push his father around, you know, and treated him like he was a boy, you know. So a lot of them, you know, it doesn't matter if you have this nuclear family, that women, you know, are so cruel that women cannot love a man the way a man loves a woman. A woman only loves what a man can do for them. Now, here in the black sector, and with black people, we feel that, you know, the problem in the black community is that there's no fathers in these homes. That, you know, once you put a father, that, you know, everything should go accordingly. You know, but their theory is a tad different. They say it doesn't matter. As Mayor of Midtown said, he said, you know, he called his own father a simp, and he said, we got the enemy raising our children. You know, that women in our society have so much power that a man in a house may just be almost redundant. You know, that the man is becoming obsolete, and they have to fight this. They have to fight this tide. That's what I get from some of the MGTOW videos. So it goes a whole lot deeper than men just not wanting to date women, or calling men manginas and simps, which they do that a lot. So it's interesting. Now there's supposedly a black version of MGTOW, and it's called MBAR. MBAR, Independent Black Men, something reformed. Just you can look it up on the internet. And I seen this video by the black, like the black version of MGTOW, because a lot of times black people follow behind white people, but they do their own spin on it. And he said it was silly for black men to join MGTOW or be a part of this movement because because of the harsh racial undertones with it, and that black men need to go into their own house. So therefore, when I watched the black MGTOW guys, they were saying the same thing as white guys. Their things that I'm like, their philosophy was like, when I was listening to this black person, I forgot his YouTube channel. I think it's Truth Speaks, because I guess exposing women, you're speaking the truth. I'm speaking the truth. And he said that you should never get any sort of wisdom from a woman. You should never listen to a woman try to be an intellectual. That women are not. Black women are not smart. He said he would rather watch a twerking video, a black woman doing a twerking video, than a black woman trying to drop knowledge. Because the black woman's nature is to please men, to be a sexual object and so forth. So you get your knowledge from another man. When you want to get off, you go to a woman. And that's how it is. Their thing is that, we feel that, hey, women should put clothes on, and walk and be respectful and read books and so forth, and not be a ratchet hoe or things of that nature. Where their philosophy was the black MGTOW and the white, MGTOW and MBAR, whatever they call, they feel that that's in the woman's nature. It's in the woman's nature to sort of be a slut. It's in the woman's nature to be a blood-sucking vampire, so therefore you have to keep them in place, and we have to create a society where there's not this, where we have to, cater to women. Men have to pay for the meals. That this is something that women have been getting over on men, and that we have to wake up from. But the thing is with that is that people have a choice. Men make their choices on how they want to pursue females, and you can't be mad at that. Also, men pressure other men into having sex. It's men. Women don't walk around and say, hey, how much sex did you have? If you hang around with a group of guys long enough and they see you're not getting women, they're going to start talking. Man, why aren't you, are you gay? Why aren't you getting any pussy and so forth? And so therefore, men in pursuit of women, they want to use the best method that they feel possible. Some men can just use a bunch of machismo and talk down to women, and some women like that. Some men want to just be, polite and show chivalry, and just be nice to a point where, you treat me really nice. And yes, sometimes treating women extra nice will get you laid or whatever, or will, people always say nice guys finish last. Some nice guys finish last, just like some guys who want to just display their testosterone and come off, very brolic. Sometimes a female will slip away, and sometimes they will pull a female. So and that's how it goes. It's just that this is just the battle of the sexes, and it's going to keep going on and on and on. I don't think we'll ever find a resolution for it. But MGTOW guys, this whole theory about not having kids, I'm like, how can society progress? But then again, some MGTOW guys do have kids, so I don't understand it. Just like I said, the movement is just, it's like a big clumsy social contraption. Because there's also one MGTOW guy who is actually black, who's actually married and have kids. So I thought it was men going their own way. But maybe they just believe, and he believes in MGTOW philosophy. My thing is, maybe they should change the name. Maybe they should change it to Men Comes first. You know, maybe that will better. Someone can get a better understanding if they just change the title of it